Melee 3.0 Phase 2 and information on Melee 3.0 has been released via a developer workshop today, and here is the information. First off, DE has stated that these changes aren't set in stone and could change before their release, and in regards to its release, Phase 2 will be coming in the next mainline update, possibly this week on PC. So let's get started with that. Phase 2 will return manual blocking and the melee state. This will be done by holding down the weapon swap button. When in this state, just like in Melee 2.0, using the aim key will allow you to block. If you use an exalted weapon and use the aim key, this will also allow you to enter the melee state. Blocking will now prevent 100% of the damage, and each melee weapon will have its own different blocking angle. The image on screen shows this on display. On the left is the Silverin Aegis that has a 70-degree blocking angle. That would block the shots of Grineer 1 and 3. And then on the right you have the Dark Dagger. It has a 45-degree blocking angle that would not block the attacks of Grineer 1 and 3. Now we'll also have combo cancels via dodging, which means at any point within a combo animation, we can cancel it by rolling and do whatever we want from there. This dodge feature will also apply when blocking, but the dodge roll will have a shorter distance of travel since you might want to get closer to an enemy. Stances and combos will also be streamlined. This will tie attacks and combos to certain movement and attack requirements. So moving forward while attacking would have a different strike than that of standing still, just like we have now in-game with Wukong's reworked Iron Staff. DE has provided a breakdown of the groups for each attack after saying, quote, "In most cases, the following improvements can be applied to any given stance mod equipped to a weapon, not just individual weapon types." So the forward combo is moving forward and meleeing. This allows you to attack without initially interrupting movement with the first 1 to 3 swings, depending on the weapon stance. The last attack in the sequence will loop seamlessly into the first so that you can keep a level of mobility while attacking. Forward Tactical Combo is moving forward, blocking or aiming, and meleeing. This move is usually a distance closing opener, bringing you closer to the enemy and getting you within range to continue a harder hitting string of attacks. The beginning or end of this combo can have a slam effect, allowing you to control the enemy. And during the midpoint of the combo, attacks will be large and sweeping, allowing multiple enemies to be hit. The Neutral Combo. It's a movement-free attack that's hard-hitting to allow a player to destroy their target. The last attack can either have a knockdown effect or throw them into the air, hold them there if one set of strikes does not finish the job. The Neutral Tactical Combo is blocking or aiming when meleeing. First hit will likely be a longer thrust or throw of a weapon to increase range. Further attacks will be hard-hitting and will often finish in a ragdoll effect or a lifting attack, as opposed to a knockdown or stagger. The air combo is meleeing while jumping. Perform a combo in the air without sacrificing movement. The hover air combo is going backwards while meleeing while jumping. This will hold the player in place while the combo completes and overrides the slam attack angle to keep the action going. We'll also be able to juggle enemies, launch enemies into the air, and have fluid combat. Next up, the combo counter. It has been reworked to play into heavy attacks, which will replace the channeling key. So to say that again, within update 26, channeling will be removed. The combo counter will increase with every strike and bullet block. Performing a heavy attack can be done without any points in the combo counter, but no extra bonus will be added to the strike. If you perform a heavy attack with points in the combo counter, it will deplete these points and you'll see extra damage added to the strike based on the amount of combo points you had. A heavy slam attack will also make its debut, and this will be activated by using the heavy attack while in air. Doing so will place the new lifted status onto enemies within the slam zone. The lifted status suspends enemies in the air, with its lifted effectiveness being affected by your combo counter point. If the player uses the heavy slam attack without combo points, it will have a minimal lifted status effect and have no damage bonus. In relation to that, the standard slam attack ragdoll will be removed with the exception of the Jack Katarg and other weapons, and instead, enemies affected by a slam will be pushed back or knocked down. Melee weapon mastery rank, damage, mods, and range stats plus their functionality will be updated to reflect those changes. Under mastery rank, DE said, weapons will be reviewed to make their function and power aligned with an appropriate mastery rank. Under base damage, they said, since the combo multiplier will apply to heavy attacks only, the base damage of all melee weapons is going to significantly increase. And under range, they said, along with damage, range is also being increased to make sure you get the most chop for your buck. While base range is being increased, range mods are going to have a different calculation applied to them. Now, DE Bear did update the post at a later date with a GIF on screen showing the difference between the Melee 2.0 public build range and the Melee 3.0 developer Castle War range using a stance mod primed to reach at level 7 with no other mods or range boosters to show how the range changes will affect weapons like the Castle War. So that is up on screen, and keep in mind that may change. At this point, we reach the point of the workshop on mods and arcane functionality, where DE said, any mods or arcanes with functionality tied to channeling will have their stats altered to increase lifted status, heavy attack damage, and combo counter modifiers. Since the base damage of melee is being buffed, some notable mods are getting a balance and or functionality pass. With a wide amount of changes happening to channeling and heavy attacks, some mods have had to be reworked into other systems or have had changes to the way their damage scale. For full transparency, some of these are nerfs to specific mods, but we felt these were necessary to truly allow Phase 2 to be treated as a new beginning for Melee. Our intention is to create engaging Melee and modding variety, which is not possible when there is one best loadout or single mod that can kill almost anything in the game. We love killing things effectively, but we also want the combat to be engaging and feel powerful. Spin attacks still exist, but the repetition of them is something we're trying not to force you to use. To reiterate, select tools made spin attacks optimal at the cost of the more interesting melee system, and we're trying to rectify that. So their current and proposed changes are 2. Amalgam Organ Shatter will be changed from charge attacks to heavy attacks. Blood Rush will now scale differently, using a stacking multiplier based on the combo counter, raising X% per combo counter tier. They also said we will provide the final percent pending more testing. Condition Overload now stacks a maximum of 3 status effects, however damage is being increased from 60% to a higher percent to balance the change. Once again, the final percent is to come. For Corrupt Charge, it adds a large amount to the combo counter but significantly reduces the time it takes for the combo counter to drain. Covert Lethality. Covert Lethality is being removed from dagger weapons and is now being applied to the new system that is shipping alongside the melee rework, the Parazon, which is the Assassin's Creed-like hacking blade. Dispatch Overdrive increases players' movement on all heavy attack hits. Enduring Affliction increases the status chance on enemies suffering from the lifted status. Enduring Strike increases the combo counter when hitting lifted enemies. Focus Energy adds electrical damage to an attack as well as increasing the combo counter generation. Focus Defense adds an additional 20 degrees to a weapon's blocking angle. The Gladiator mod set adds a multiplier with a combo counter up to 60% for the whole set. Guardian Derision will add more to the combo counter for blocking hits. They've also added that the taunt mechanic will remain in place. Killing Blow, pure unalterated damage buff to heavy attacks. Life Strike, heavy attacks will now generate health. Maiming Strike changes from an additive buff to a stacking buff, but base functionality increased to a significant percent of the old version to balance the change. The final percentage, once again, will come later. Quickening will increase melee speed but lowers the chance to generate combo counter on a hit or block. Reach and Primed Reach would now increase range in a way that has been normalized. In the previous incarnation, long-range weapons were getting too much of a benefit, while short-range weapons were barely seeing any increase at all. Reflex Coil. They've increased combo point efficiency when using heavy attacks. Spring-Loaded Blade will now provide a maximum of 3 additional stacks of melee range. True Punishment will still increase critical chance, but has a chance to not build combo counter on a hit or block. For Weeping Wounds, it increases status chance in a stacking multiplier, which will be increased to 60% at max level. Moving forward, DE has provided us with a look at the new Arsenal UI before its release, where we'll have tabs for opening the other Arsenal menus, all bundled together on the left. They'll have their icons, that's what we click. More information has also been added to the stats screen where we can see the equipped weapon's attack speed, blocking angle, combo duration, critical chance, critical multiplier, follow through, range, slam attack damage, the slam's radial damage, slam radius, slide attack damage, status chance, heavy attack damage, the heavy attack's wind-up time, heavy slams, radial damage, and its heavy slam radius. Plus, of course, the IPS. Aim Assist will be updated to have more intelligence for those that use it. These changes will only apply if Aim Assist is on. If it is off, you won't have them. DE said the following: as a general rule, under the new system, Aim Assist will be disabled for almost all attacks in the forward and tactical forward combos, and enabled for most of the neutral and tactical neutral combo attacks. DE have, on top of all of that information, said that you will no longer drop items and or unequipped gear items when either equipping melee or using a melee attack. Before we get to Phase 3, there were a few replies by DE Bear clarifying some changes. The first was how the change would affect a Riven mod that has channeling efficiency and channeling damage. Bear replied, channeling efficiency will go to combo efficiency. You will spend less combo counter to perform a heavy attack, and channeling damage will become heavy attack damage. As for Warframes that have abilities that are affected by the combo counter, Bear replied, a few folks have mentioned this, so just to quickly address. After the initial ask, the idea is that Warframe powers that are based on the combo counter will still get that benefit, but there will be some balance adjustments as getting higher multipliers on the combo counter is much easier to do now. As of this point, I have no further details on that interaction. Now all of that information is a part of Melee 3.0 Phase 2 and will be coming in Update 26, the Old Blood. As for Phase 3, the future of channeling, aka Tenor Rage or Rage of the Titans, DE ended the workshop post by saying, there has been a lot of discussion about this addition, and while it will not be included in Phase 2's update, there is a lot of work being put into its application. This system is very special, and we want to make sure that it's not just a cool addition, but has its roots in Warframe lore and a story behind it. This is something we want to implement with a lot of in-game fanfare, and details will become available as progress is made. They also said in regards to all of these changes in the workshop. If you have any feedback on these proposed changes, feel free to respond to this thread. Remember that the feedback should be concise, constructive, and civil. If there is something you don't like, remember to tell us why and what you would like to see instead. Or if there is something you like the sound of, remember to tell us why you think it would help and how you would like to use it. Anyway, that is it for the video. If you want to share your thoughts to DE, your feedback and all of that jazz, the link, like usual, is in the description of this video. If you want to leave your uncivil or civil comments, make sure to do so in the comment section because, well, it's there. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I kept you updated on all this information. I'll have Last Week in Warframe up soon with the dev stream information that isn't a part of Melee 3.0 Phase 2, so look out for that. I will link back to this in the Last Week in Warframe episode because, well, it's a long video, and I don't want to repeat it again. Moving forward, DE has provided us with a look at new UI Arsenal. Fuck me.